Hello. How is everyone? Hello Gigi-sama, hello Mern-kun, and hello Kamuyana. Are you having a good night tonight? It's been a little bit. This maid is very comfy. Hello Mido. Hello Lop. Snugmado. Hello I am Panis. I have to be smug. I'm smug too. I have to be snug because of what we're reading tonight. I read the first 20 minutes of this and I was like, oh, I see. I understand. Nice job on the Tenchi water. Oh, did she show it? Oh, that's so exciting. In case you guys didn't see it, look what I made for KK. Hold on. Look at this. She said, I want a Pocari sweat, but not. I said, I got you. That can sit here. There you go. Locked. Nice! That's very KK, I know. Oh. Let's see. Hello Betbup, hello Raycom. I think that's everyone. She used it earlier today. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, today we're gonna read a visual novel. I talked about it a bit on the Discord, but oh!
JJ Samachin has gifted a sub to Mirkern.
JJ Samachin. Sounds like your last name. Thank you so much for gifting a sub, JJ. Gifting a tier 1 sub to Merkun. It's very sweet and I appreciate it. Thank you. Wah, he says. You gotta cut off. Oh, it's okay. It's gotta go. I'm pretty sure you can change your Twitch name, right? Not too hard. But tonight we'll be reading a visual novel. It is kind of old and kind of jank. It's very clearly made by like a handful of people. I had a friend who worked on it, and he said it was one of the coolest games he's ever played. He told me a bit about it, so I haven't played it. I don't know everything, but I know some stuff. And man, it sounds like a beautiful mess, so I really wanted to play it. It's only, I think, about 20 to 30 hours, so I should be able to get it done in like 5 or 6 streams. Now you have to see it. Hello, cat. Let me see. Just make sure everything's all set up. Have you had anything tasty to eat today? Or this weekend? I know it's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. Oh, let me turn off the background music and I'll turn on the game audio. Which sounds kinda quispy, but at first I thought my audio was just fucked, and then I did a test recording of myself talking with this, and I was like, oh no, my voice sounds fine. It's it's just the game, okay. Oh, excuse me. I'm a little thirsty. Hold on. Tasty. I'm not late. You're just early. That's okay. We haven't started. Hello, Hikage. Hello, Nyal Tears. Nice bottle of cyber sweat. Thanks, I made it myself. Did you guys have fun at KK's subathon? We talked about it a bit in my Discord last night. Very exciting. Sweat recycling. I made KK sweat yourself. No, I bottled it. See, there's a difference. Stupid. You missed it? Wait, really? Did you miss it? I thought you were there. Oh, maybe not. No, it was real fun. It was a huge success. I think we were both surprised. It's one of those things where you set goalposts and then they get blown past and you're like, oh, I wasn't prepared for that. No, she seemed to have a really good time, so I'm really happy for her. I gotta watch the VOD for the other half. I was only there for about 6 hours. But we can start reading then. crispy. Time waits for no one. True. Okay. I already messed with the settings, so we should be all good. Myth. Shadow searching ADV myth. Episode 1 is determining. Why is there a debug here? Are we supposed to have that? I got this off Steam. Okay. Episode 1, determination. There I was, in that black, shadowy darkness. I was normal, because I was able to distinguish that darkness as either black or shadowy. The sound of the clock, footsteps, the bottom of these stairs. I understood all of that. Even the word mama. I knew it all. So I must have been normal. But I was uneasy. Something was missing. A part of my memory. It didn't feel right. Oh, you're about to head out in y'all tears? Okay. I'll definitely tell you what I think about it. Have a good one. It didn't feel right. So I screamed. A sound like something cutting through metal. My throat was dry. It felt like I was going to tear it to shreds. Is this an isekai? No, it's actually, yeah, I think, kind of. But I didn't care. I kept screaming. Mama, mama, mama. Mama, mama, mama. Please, could you... yeah, I'm a little worried. They're not all like this. Myth prologue. Prologue! Light filled my gloomy room as I opened the window. Can't see. Being something of a night owl made me averse to the light. Is the audio okay? Good volume? It sounds kind of loud to me, but my headphones have a separate audio measure than my computer, so sometimes it's off. Audio a little loud, yeah, I thought so. Oh, let's see here. Alright, how's that? Good? It's way powder than me. Is that better? That good? Okay, perfect. Being something of a night owl made me averse to the light. I couldn't help but grumble about my body's— oh shit, sorry. My body's natural physiological reaction. How many times had I covered my face with my hand to shield myself from the dazzling light just after waking up? I didn't know. The surroundings became clear as my eyes adjusted to the light. I had hoped that something about the scenery I'd grown so accustomed to would be different this time around. But I was wrong. Today would be the same as always. Everything would remain the same color, and that dull color would continue to blot out my days. I heaved another sigh before putting on my shirt. After that, I put some bread in the toaster before changing my pants and shoving my textbooks and notebook into my bag. I required nothing else. I was going out for only one reason after all. My toast was ready soon enough. I quickly consumed it, grabbed my bag, and opened the front door. Numerous familiar existences appeared and swiftly faded. It had become my routine to look at them with an almost robotic gaze. For example, take the middle-aged man before me. We would always pass by each other at the same time and place. That held true for today too, of course. Anything and everything was punctual. My days repeated. That wasn't an exaggeration. I'd head to school and take notes on subjects I wasn't even interested in. It was endless repetition. I was struck with an urge to look up at the sky. The fluctuating weather and subsequent changes in the sky were my sole release from such repetition. What if I could change my actions as easily as did the sky? I couldn't completely ignore such temptations, but that wasn't permitted here. After all, that's what people deemed as right in this world. It was the truth. Sound logic was what prevailed here. If this nation advocated—
NXRBB just subscribed. Lucky number 5.
Thank you for resubscribing, Noxer. If this nation advocated rational justice, then its people are obligated to follow it. And thus the world could remain at peace. I wasn't even sure what I was thinking about. I should just not think and instead obey. That's what's right. If this nation— Yeah. That's what was best for me. I took a deep breath as I continued onward to school. A glimmer of hope led me to look down at my feet. There was nothing there. Not even what was supposed to be there. A shadow. That's what people long ago used to call it, but we no longer possessed such things. To quote my teacher, shadows were offered to God as a means of constructing this correct world. Whether that was hyperbole or not, well, I didn't know. The truth, though, was evident at my feet. Perhaps my shadow knew about those hazy doubts I held inside of me. I couldn't help but think that, even if there was no reasoning behind it, it was simple romanticism, lacking in any real basis. The sides of my pants flapped in the wind, and I couldn't visualize anything else. I looked up in an attempt to escape from all of that. I had to move forward. I shouldn't have been thinking at all. That's what such noble things as cause and probability dictated. That was for our own convenience, our own happiness, our own completion. A familiar scene awaited me. A small concrete school building. People went inside without even bothering to look up at the blue sky. The window in the classroom, silence in the back. Those things were a necessity for me. They were natural. I entered my classroom and prepared for class. The course humans should follow in accordance with thought derived. What the fuck is this visual novel? In accordance with thought derived from Nietzsche's philosophy and Maslow's ideas. The distinction between superhumans and the herd Nietzsche makes in Thus Spoke. What the fuck is happening? Why is this writing like this? The textbook answers this as such. When classified objectively, the herd Nietzsche speaks of can be said to be extremely lacking in value as humans. This is because modern society values individuality. To be as individualistic as possible should be one's greatest goal in life. Maslow's hierarchy of needs gives further credence to this proposition. Tears, you've read this, right? It's like, this is on purpose, right? Like, it's supposed to be like this? This isn't like the whole thing? Yeah? Or is the whole thing like this? I didn't know you were still here. Is it really? It doesn't stay. Okay, thank God. I needed to be sure. This hierarchy is categorized by physiological needs, safety, love and belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. At the top of this hierarchy, defined as the zenith of human desire, is self-actualization. One can't reach this point without fulfilling the needs below it. This, of course, is... I can't. Analogous to Nietzsche's own ideas. Humanity succeeded in defeating any and all physiological needs found at the bottom of the hierarchy. Okay, thank God. Thank you. That is the ideal all humanity is desired, and can be said to be the greatest achievement of mankind. I closed my textbook. I heaved a heavier sigh than usual, but no one reacted. Was I the only one who thought this was mere sophistry? There was no doubt that we had little desire for such physiological needs. Just wait until you break out the cat box. Every visual novel got the Gymnopody number whatever puppet with its string cut, blue sky, cat in box. There was no doubt that we had little desire for such physiological needs. To buy clothes you like, to eat food you enjoy, to fall in love with someone, and to have sex with them. Rationally thinking, those desires didn't seem particularly great. But was there precedence to our desires? Were the desires at the bottom of the hierarchy, particularly physiological needs, really something to be classified as wrong? Ding dong! The bell rang before I reached a conclusion. The sound of people taking their notebooks out from their desks could immediately be heard. Am I really any different from the cat in the box when sitting in my own room here, cut off from the outside world? What does it mean to exist? Huh? You tell me! I was no exception, because that notebook carried my very future. Class ended, and my fellow students began to return home. No one stopped anywhere along the way. Why would they? That wasn't right. There was no meaning in doing something so pointless. Ma, how long till we arrive? Don't worry about it. Oh, we have an option. Oh, yo, you're watching Myth Prologue right now. Cool. Ooh! I heard about that. Okay, we're gonna save first. Yay. I have a notebook? Oh shit, okay, this, I don't have to read this. This is just what it said before. Okay. Nice, that's really cool. Okay, and that's separate from the backlog? Yeah, it is. Okay. Nice. Do we stop by somewhere or do we go home? I think we should stop by somewhere. I stood for a moment at the intersection, gazed across it. What was beyond there? I was curious. I didn't let my curiosity get the best of me, however. I proceeded home, as I was supposed to. What good would it be for me to head to the other side of that intersection? It wasn't like the world would change by doing so. Morning. I woke up when I was supposed to, then proceeded to get dressed and head to school, like I was supposed to. Once again, I passed by the hunched-over middle-aged man. Once again, I looked up at the sky. Just doing so felt necessary to me. Was it pointless to think that way? Or was I better off finding and subsequently following my own path? Wait. Does he not let me? I gazed at the other side of the intersection with a faint bit of hope in my heart, hoping that there'd be a small difference in this world. Although, even if there was, it didn't mean anything would change. I just wanted something to be different. Whoa! There was a difference. Pink hair blowing in the man-made wind. That in itself was enough to catch one's attention, but she had a shadow to call her own. A black existence trailing at her feet. It startled me more than I had expected. It was an oddity to me. She stood before a road that went both left and right. Jesus. She wandered for a moment before heading down the left side of the road. I pursued her. Oh, is this Tsukihime? This is bad. Don't do that. There wasn't anything in particular I wanted to ask her. It was none of my business if she had a shadow or not. But I followed her anyway, heading in the opposite direction from the one I usually went. I entered a particularly narrow road, turned left at the end, and went into a back alley. It's funny he doesn't have glasses, you're right. She wasn't headed anywhere particularly extravagant. It was just an abandoned building. She stood there for a moment, unmoving. Is something about to happen? And before long, something did. A door appeared, distorting the atmosphere. There was a vortex eating away at our very dimension. The girl spoke under her breath. Seeing her standing there, speaking to herself like that, brought to mind an ancient magician or something similar. What is that? Japan's technical skill is unrivaled in the world, but no one could produce something like what I had just seen. Not that I had any basis for saying that, but a transporter capable of manipulating substances. That might be a possibility. This dude is so obnoxious. I guess that would make it no different from the clothes iron. Huh? I'm sorry, hold on, what? A transporter capable of manipulating substances is just like the clothes iron I have back home, I guess. I mean, clothes are one thing, but wouldn't it require a ton of energy to have that effect on such a large wall? Maybe some sort of... Excuse me! I averted my gaze from the door to find the girl from earlier standing before me. Hello, Iron-san. She flashed me a smile. I took a deep breath. Time to fix this little misunderstanding. You've got it all wrong. My name's not Iron, although my room is made of iron. What the fuck is wrong with this dude? I must have been unsettled. I'd probably just made things worse. Anyway, Iron-san. No, Tanabe. Iron Tanabe-san? Meito Tanabe. Meito Tanabe Iron-san? No iron. What a shame. What was a shame about that? I wanted to ponder over what she meant by that, but my mind was kind of in a state of emergency. I held back my urge to think, oh yeah, all right, and leered at the girl. She slumped her shoulders and hung her head as if she really did think it was a shame. Maybe that was actually true? I had no means of knowing for sure, at least. And you are? Why do you have a shadow? So I hit her with the most pressing question I had. I figured exchanging information would be the quickest way to remedy the situation. Oh, that's right! Her expression changed upon hearing that. I could tell she didn't have a particularly complicated thought process. Did you see the gate? Nope. I immediately answered her. You shouldn't lie. Yeah, but if I told you the truth, I'm sure nothing good would come of it. Now's the time to answer truthfully. She said that with a concerned look upon her face. So the black thing distorting the atmosphere was a gate? Not precisely. Here, look at this. There was a black dot in the air. I stared at it for a few moments. It began to warp and spread, eventually reaching the point where a person could fit inside. That's a gate. The hole, or gate, had a strange atmosphere surrounding it. It was like how I felt after having a dream about my childhood. People aren't supposed to see this gate. Though it's my fault for not noticing sooner. I came back to my senses upon hearing her say that. So that's a gate? Where exactly does it lead to? The world of shadows. She said that with an apologetic tone. World of shadows? What was she going on about? It being of light? Suddenly I felt as though I heard someone's voice. "I'll see you, Thunderbird. Thanks for stopping by." It was strange, though. It was like it was speaking directly into my mind. I pieced together my memories in an attempt to figure out who it might have belonged to. However, none of them matched up. Show me. I ordered her to do that and faced the gate again. What? I'm saying I want to go, so show me around. Her expression brightened up. Okay. What's your name? Sorry for not telling you earlier. My name is Shimon. What a fucking name. Nice to meet you. She headed for the gate with a light gait. I followed behind her. I felt compelled because of the voice. It was unbelievably nostalgic to me, but above all else, it was heart-wrenching. Oh, Jesus, are we already... If you're squeamish, you might want to head out. Myth, Otherworld. I lived in a big house. I lived with Mama. I was around 18 years old, I think. A big room in a big house. That was where I was. I was happy. Mama was nice. Oh, this isn't really a big deal, but Mama ate me. Mama was my mama, obviously. She was a little different from normal mamas, I think. Hey, I didn't know much about other families. I hadn't been outside for a long time. Hey! Mama, I'm sorry. Mama came back. Was it time for dinner? I was getting hungry. Mama! I could tell I was really happy, because I loved Mama. Which part will you have today, Mama? I wonder. She began to think for a moment. I had an idea. I have an idea. What about my arm? I tried asking her that. Your arm? Yeah, my arm. There are lots of muscle. I think... All right. I think it'll be tasty. If you say so. She pointed the saw in her hand towards me. I'm excited. Me too. Rip, rip, rip. Ugh! I shouted with joy. Crunch, crunch, crunch. She was working through my bone. I could feel the vibration from the saw. Grind, grind, grind. I could feel the saw moving back and forth. Grind, grind, grind. Back and forth. Grind, grind, grind. Back and forth. I could feel the vibrations even in my head. It felt so good. It hurt so much. It felt so good, it hurt so much. Saw, 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 saw. Pride, don't come in now! I'm so sorry! I felt sad, though. I'd lose my arm today. Bye-bye, my forearm. Bye-bye, my nerves, blood vessels, and muscles. You were all really useful. Crack. I parted ways with my arm as that unpleasant noise rang out. Farewell. Farewell. Jesus fucking Christ. It looks good. She was ready to eat. She was the one who originally said we should eat me. I felt stupid for giving her a hard time back then. That was because I didn't realize how tasty I'd be. But I don't really remember much from the past. What other VN had arrows and dog-eared pages? I'm not really sure. Yeah, this is VN quality. Mama loved me. And I loved Mama. That was all. Sorry, let me apply some medicine. She said that just as I was beginning to think she might have forgotten. Humans will rot without that medicine. The place where my arm was will decay, and I'll die? What is it like to die? I guess it doesn't matter. The medicine she put on me stung a bit, but that stuff made the unpleasant feeling... pain? No, that couldn't be right. Go away. It's Umineko, you looked it up. So I said it, or did I say it out loud, or did I just say it in the Discord last night? But every person that worked on this VN is working with Ryukishi now, on like Kikonia and other stuff. So if it's reminiscent of Umineko at all, it's, you know... Was it magic? It didn't matter. Because dinner was ready. Let's eat, Mama. Yeah, let's eat. And we did. I used my left arm and hand to eat my right arm. It was so good. I tried sucking one of the bangs dangly about, too. It's like a straw. It really is. I loved the rich taste of blood. It was really tasty. Mama sucked on the vape too as she left. She told me it tasted good. I was so happy. Oh god, the sound effects. Oh, and we ate my left arm too. My right arm wasn't enough. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. For fuck's sakes. Day 1! That was the prologue. Wonderful. Total darkness. A darkness so deep. I'm sorry, Merlin. A darkness so deep I couldn't even make out my surroundings. Shimon finally spoke up. Over here. I felt something warm in the palm of my hand. It seemed like she was holding it. I began to walk, that warmth serving as my guide. It's so dark. I can't see a thing. It was as though there was no sunlight at all in this world. I couldn't make out any visible light source. I forgot. Shimon told me to stay still, so I did just that. Then she proceeded to hit me on the head. That hurt. Sorry, that should make things better. She told me to look carefully. I focused on my surroundings, and the darkness began to clear away, revealing a cave of sorts. Where are we? In a passageway between the world of light and the world of shadows. Aha. She began to walk again, and I followed behind her. How did you do that? Shimon magic. She waved her arms about, trying to make it seem like it was all mysterious. Oh. You don't seem to believe me. Of course not. Why would we need any lighting at all if you could just make things bright by hitting someone? Light's pretty useful for waking you up, but I have to admit that I look pretty pathetic when I do. Well, yeah, but that's just how it works. She shrunk back, seemingly sorry about that fact. I kind of felt like I'd done something wrong. Like you said, I guess it's just magic. I put an end to that discussion. Not that there was any need for me to reach a particular conclusion concerning that phenomenon. That's just what I decided upon. Yeah, I can see the sunlight. I squinted. Before me were sprawling grasslands. It felt like the world was flooded with light, perhaps because I'd been in the dark for so long. Welcome to the world of shadows. It was nothing like my world, but it felt somehow nostalgic just being here. This game is pretty chilled, nice meadows. Oh, you like the Windows XP desktop? What's wrong? She gawked at me. Nothing. It was kind of annoying when people picked up on my feelings like that. I just responded in a vague manner. Yeah, but there was no speech tag, right? Alright. Over here. Shimon started to walk again. The grass brushed against my legs with every step. It was pleasant to feel that soft sensation on my skin. We reached what had initially served as the horizon. A number of buildings were visible beyond there. What are those? What do you think? Buildings? You thought Takako was too young for Windows XP? I wish. That's right. I looked at her face. She looked back at me with a smile. And who owns those buildings? Who do you think? Shadows. You're absolutely right. You're making fun of me. Never mind. I probably shouldn't follow up on that. Or at least that's what my instinct was telling me. She probably didn't even realize that wasn't what I meant. Let's go! She began to walk forward. Wait! What's wrong? This is overgrowth, right? I'm having a hard time walking through it. Oh, there's a trick to that. It'd be nice if you could teach me. I'm feeling all constrained here. The trick is to walk with long strides. It's simple. Just take wide steps. Doing so means your feet reach the ground. What the fuck? Reach the ground less, which prevents the overgrowth from getting in the way. I'm such a genius. It honestly wasn't worth it to argue with her, so I just did what she said. Her trick barely helped, of course. So... Can I... Is this changed at all? No. Okay. I'm probably going to be doing that a bunch. I don't want to miss anything. We made it through the annoying overgrowth. Eventually, the tangles gave way to a smooth prairie. The buildings were right before us, and what I saw was... I knew this from the beginning. These shadows. Right, shadows. No different from the shadow behind Shimon, but I felt like I was going to vomit. Why, though? This is the world of shadows. It only makes sense for there to be shadows. We're almost there. Come on. Okay. I followed behind her. It was like her shadow was tugging at me. I had only known of their existence from textbooks. It was different from what was written on those pages, though, a vortex of the unreal. Naturally, I stared at them. But to be more specific, I couldn't take my eyes off of them. The girl looked at me as I stood there, distraught. You don't have to be afraid, or so she said. That wasn't enough to pacify the rapid beating of my heart. It was as though time stood still. Time wasn't actually standing still, though. In reality, that being made me realize that wasn't the case. The village of shadows I visited out of pure curiosity. I was prepared for this. I understood what that entailed. At my back were shadows, beings conversing, and my mind went blank. Jesus. No! I pushed aside the black being and recklessly ran through the village. Meito-san! I ignored her. And just ran. I reached a large house. It felt nostalgic. You do that every day. Even though it was the first time I'd ever laid eyes on it. That feeling kept reoccurring. I felt some sense of deja vu for this place. It was like something buried in the recesses of my brain. That was the best way I could put it. I leaned against the wall so I could catch my breath. I should be safe here. That's how I felt, at least. Huff, huff. My chest hurt from all the running I did. Hey! I heard Shimon calling from the bottom of the incline. She caught her breath before asking me the following. What happened back there? That's what she opened with. Those shadows. I was finally able to stammer out that word. But as I was too disturbed, I couldn't speak any further. I mean, I guess that's to be expected. She spoke to me, her shoulders heaving as she continued to breathe heavily. Meito-san, will you join me? Where? Here, this is my home. She pointed at the large residence before us, a place I could relax. Okay. So that was her place. There isn't much here, but I can at least provide you with a drink. A faint smile formed on her face. How about you take a breather first? She was right. It was inevitable that I would have to interact with those shadow beings now that I was in this world. That was precisely why I had to get a grip on the current situation. Sure. I opened the old wooden gate. Oh? Wait one moment. She disappeared into the back. I was left alone in a place I wasn't familiar with. The design of the house was of a type I'd never seen before. It was built in a way similar to homes from the past in my world. The word used for those floor mats was tatami. This was a wooden home. I lightly stroked the tatami mat. It was calming, surprisingly enough. Sorry for the wait. She came back holding something. What's that? Tea, have some. That was apparently some kind of beverage in this world. I hope Shimon is a Menhera part. I feel like this whole game is gonna Menhera. You aren't gonna drink it? The look on her face suggested she was confused. There's no guarantee that this is safe to drink. It's my favorite. Hello, what the fuck? She began to blush. I thought I'd glared at her, but apparently she was misunderstanding me. She really was an oddball. Not that this was anything new coming from her. I was more interested in this tea anyway. Was this green liquid really something you could consume? I seriously thought about it. What reason would she have to give me something that wasn't a drink? If I were to guess, if she were to do that, it'd be some kind of poison. I'll follow this girl into the shadow world, but I don't trust her enough to drink her tea. But that wouldn't make sense. I'll just accept what she's offered. Alright. I pressed my lips against the hard cup of sorts she handed me. It's bitter. Tea is bitter, yeah. I see. So there was a kind of beverage I'd not yet consumed that wasn't poison, and that was tea. Alright. And it served its purpose in providing me with some form of moisture. The taste was unpleasant, but it didn't adversely affect me. And while it left an unpleasant sensation in my throat, that again didn't adversely affect me. It served its purpose as a beverage just fine. This dude is such a freak. Did the way the villagers appear shock you? She began to speak to me as I continued to sip at the tea. Yeah, they did. I got back on track. My first experience with a shadow was upon meeting Shimon. I didn't feel anything in particular when I first saw it either. It just sparked my curiosity, if nothing else. This tea-ite, yeah, that's a lot of words for saying this tea-ite. There really is no difference between them and her shadow. Neither possess an actual body, so to speak. So I must have at least expected their existence. I must have realized that the world of shadows equals the world where shadows live. So I knew what to expect, but irrational emotions swirled through me when I came into contact with them, and I ended up running away as a result. It's not your fault. Shimon's voice blew away the thoughts drifting inside of my head. It wasn't my fault. Was that really true? It was the first time you'd seen shadow people. Of course you'd be startled. Are you sure about that? Was that really the case? I am. Oh, I am. I am. Maybe she was right. I mean, it's not unheard of to experience something different from what you've expected. Alright. As such, you could say that I reacted the way I did because I'd seen something that strayed far away from the reality I was used to. But, she continued as I gazed at the tatami. All of the people in the village are good people. I guarantee that. Good people? They're all kind, gentle people. Kind, gentle people. I lifted my head up. The expression on her face hadn't changed from earlier, a warm smile originating from the heart. I wonder what Hibiki-chan wanted. Hibiki, I guess that was the name of the small shadow I encountered? Wait, you pushed down a little girl? Come on! It didn't feel right to give that being a name. She's my neighbor. We should drop by her house. That is, if you're interested in what she wanted. She made it seem like that was an easy task for me. She likely had no idea how much courage that would require. Nah, it's okay. That's why I rejected her offer in the nicest way I could. Okay, well, I want to introduce you eventually, so we can do it another day. Shadows don't deserve right. Lop, are you a shadowist? Are you a formist? She backed off, but given the way she is, I don't think she did that out of her own goodwill. We have to treasure our neighbors, so we should definitely go sometime. She was completely disregarding how I felt. The shadows were good people to her, but having her push that notion on me was disconcerting. Plus, wait, I never said I was going to live here. I approached her about that, because the way she said sometime bothered me. I was at a loss as to whether I should stay in this village or not. All I had done thus far was follow her. Although, thinking about it, I could have her help. What is that supposed to say? Huff. Are you gonna leave then? I don't know. I want to talk with you, though. Talk with me? Yeah, about why I came here. That voice. That formless voice. Voice? Her face went blank. I don't know if you've heard it, or if you heard anything earlier, but I did, so I can understand why you'd be confused. Back when I saw the gate. Those quotes are all fucked. Oh, that's why you asked me if I said anything back then? That's right. Do you have any idea what that was about? I don't think I can help you. I see. Hello, Power. You missed the part where a narrator cut off his arm and ate it, so we're already in it. Then there was no point in me hanging around. I'm out of here. I don't think I'm gonna find any clues in this village. The chances of her providing me with useful information were slim, too. Oh, that's right. They got hungry, so they ate both the arms. Plus, the people who lived here were all... It made more sense for me to leave the village and look elsewhere. I quickly stood up. I had to find someone who had both a shadow and a body. There likely wasn't anyone else like that in this village, but it'd be a different story if I returned to the grasslands. What the maid doing? Reading... something. something. It was utterly aimless, but that seemed like the best course of action at the moment. You're gonna leave? But why did she want me to stay? I had no intention of changing my mind. Thanks for everything. I gave her my thanks and left. Returning down the road from which I came. Maid is terrorizing our minds. I didn't do anything! Doing my best not to look at those things. As I left that village, perhaps the reason I felt slightly reluctant to leave was because I didn't want to part with Shimon. I just wandered around the vast stretches of grasslands, onward and onward. Nothing ever seemed to change. It was like I was going in circles. That wasn't possible, though. Everything has an answer. Which meant that these grasslands, too, possessed the information I sought. That was what compelled me to continue forward. Lop, is this your new persona? God, I hope not. Please be normal. Please be normal in my chat. The sun soon began to set, though. Just how long had I been walking around for? I didn't know for sure, but my feet hurt. I sat down by some trees. I could somewhat see the stars. I'm hungry. Eat your arm. Which was odd because I didn't feel hungry until I actually voiced the thought. It's like I was suddenly starving. I must have been desperate, hence why I forgot I was hungry. But now, I was just tired. To an alarming degree. I didn't even have the energy to get up. I need to consume something. Your arm! This was a world I'd never been to before. What are you... Oh, I didn't realize that was a kaiji reference at first. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? This was a world I'd never been to before, though. While it was natural for there to be vending machines with nutritional supplements in my world, that clearly wasn't the case here. I had to recall what my textbook said to do in this situation. Impromptu nourishment in emergency. I searched my memories. In times of emergency, when securing foodstuffs, contact one of the emergency ministry's medical providers and secure several different foodstuffs for oneself. At that time, be sure to provide your age, name, address. I looked around. There was no need for me to search for a medical provider. I'm in trouble. Doshio. It took me this long to realize it, but this world was completely unlike my own. I couldn't get a good grasp on anything here. Rumble. But I was still hungry. I really need to do something. I had to think outside the box. First, let's see if I can find something safe for consumption around here. The only thing around here is grass, but maybe it'll be okay? This dude gonna eat grass? Better than starving, at least. I stuffed my mouth with grass. Yuck. It was bitter. A different kind of bitter than the tea Shimon provided me. That bitterness was enough to make me realize that it wasn't safe to eat. Damn it! I stood up again. I touch grass, don't eat it. I stuffed the grass in my mouth. I had to find something to consume no matter what. My own life was more important than searching for that voice. Hello, indecisive him. Night arrived before I realized it, however. I couldn't move my legs at all anymore. I can't go back, either. I'd walked for several miles, at least. There was no way I could feasibly return to that village. I screwed up. I would have at least been able to procure some food if I stayed at Shimon's place. But I refused to do that. I didn't even consider food to be a potential problem when I left. I just thought I could somehow get by. I was naive. Unexpected. It was unexpected that things were naturally easy to obtain in my world. It was unexpected that things that were naturally easy to obtain in my world wouldn't be here. I suppose that was normal, though. There was no food to be found in these grasslands. I didn't know what to do, and my thoughts were growing ever more hazy. This guy's kinda dumb. Yeah, but he thinks he's so smart. I guess I'll just go to sleep. That's the VN Protag way, baby. At least I won't feel famished while sleeping. I'd worry about it once I woke up. I slowly closed my eyes. Oyasumi nasai. The natural sounds of the grasslands, the whistle of the gusty wind. After being here all day, I was fed up with hearing those sounds. Oh, Jesus. Sorry. I cannot answer. Please go. Yet something about those sounds still caught my interest. The sound of that interest soon came to light. A sound that was out of place among the others. This maid is busy. As long as he doesn't cross the savior line, we're saying. He thought it was the VN. No. That was my mother. Russell. It had to have been... An unfamiliar voice. Unfamiliar, but one I still recognized. I'd heard that voice before. Back at the village market. I opened my eyes. Whoa! A small shadow was before me. The shape of that being almost seemed etched out in the pitch-black darkness of the grasslands. That was the moon's work. I wouldn't have even seen her had there been no light coming from it. Hibiki, right? How'd you know? And once again, I made contact with this being. It didn't feel right. But why would it? A black entity was speaking to me. How could such a thing even be possible? Shimon told me... I continued, trying to calm my nerves. Shimon told you? Yeah. She giggled. Why? I didn't know, but she definitely did giggle just then. Then we're friends. Us? Friends? The hell? Yes, Meito-san and I are now friends. How'd you know my name? I posed the same question to her. I hadn't told her my name yet, after all. From this. What does the cover say? Look at this every day? She was holding my notebook. It had my name, Meito Tanabe, and Introduction to Psychology written on it. I picked it up in the grass. I didn't recognize the name, but I knew it had to be you when I saw you at the village market. So that's why you approached me? Fuck, you're late. It's okay. You hate horror shit, right? You missed a scene that you should have missed. How's it going? Yeah. And you've been looking for me ever since then? Yeah! I took my notebook from her shadowy hand. I knew what I was supposed to say to her, words I had learned to use when facing a resolution to a situation. I was taught this at school. Common courtesy, what to say when I was in someone's debt. I had no choice but to give her that black being. Thank you. My thanks. It was unpleasant. It grated on my nerves. Oh, we ate a lot more than grass. Then let's head back. Where? Isn't that obvious? She pointed. In the distance were a number of lights. The village? I'd walked for miles earlier. How could the village be so close by? You must be hungry. Shimon's not good at cooking, but I'm sure she's made you something already. Had I just walked in circles? I won't take no for an answer. I was beyond hungry. I really wasn't in any position to be complaining or refusing. All I had to do was go straight to Shimon's house. I had to muster my courage and follow my instincts, and as I followed that shadowy entity, I did just that. Oh god. Myth Otherworld. You might want to, like, come back in 5 minutes or so. I gazed at the blood vessel dangling from my shoulder. It arced through the air as I moved about. Konbanwa Eloquonis. It was fun, so I kept doing it. Swing, swing, swing. Spin, spin, spin. No problem. It swung in circles. It was long enough to hit my cheek. I timed the moment it hit my cheek and bit on it. God, this fucking sucks! Sometimes having no flesh on my cheeks was useful. Bite. Suck. It was already solid. That was a shame. I thought about how mysterious our bodies are. Why do our bodies solidify so quickly? Why do our bodies wither away so quickly? Why don't I die? I wonder why. I touched my cheek. The skin on my face had already been eaten, along with my chest, legs, arms, and hips. Wait, my arms? I touched my cheek? My arms? Let me try to remember. Right. A long, long time ago. A very long time ago. Once upon a time, I lived somewhere with my mom, dad, and older brother. Ugh. Then we ate my dad and brother. They were tasty. The end. Just kidding. I was then eaten after we ate them. Or was it after I was eaten that we ate them? I'm so dumb. Oh, I just thought of something. I recalled the conversation we had back then. I'm leaving. I forget. Don't go, Dad. I'm scared. Bro, don't worry. I forget. I'm sure your mother will understand. But, Dad, she'll return to her normal self soon enough. I just have to talk to her. Okay. Now head back to the living room. Okay. Dinner's ready. We're having your favorite. Look, it's your favorite. I forget. So which will it be? Will you live or will you die? I'm gonna live. Yeah, I remember now. We ate them. We ate my dad and my brother. It made sense logically. Humans eat cows, and birds and pigs and fish and vegetables. We eat anything. The rest is just association. People kill cows. We skin them and hollow out their stomachs and take out their organs and chop them up. Now put a human in the cow's place. See? There's no difference. It's tasty. That's why we eat things. Morals. Morals? Morals? I forget. That was someone's name, I think. Morals tried to stop us, but that didn't work. The logic I mentioned earlier won out. I'll live. I muttered that phrase I'd forgotten. What was it? I looked at my shoulder. There was no arm attached to it. There were just dangling blood vessels and thin nerves. I touched my cheek. We ate my throat today. It was delicious. Mama cut it with a knife. There was a big hole where my throat used to be. Mama laughed at me. I laughed too. It was funny. Why can't I speak? Ah, right. I'm silly. Of course I can't speak. She kept laughing. I was embarrassed. I couldn't speak to her anymore. I was sad. I could feel the vibrations in my throat. It felt kinda good, but it also hurt. Here's your medicine. She applied the medicine on the hole where my throat was. I have no throat, but I must scream. The unpleasant sensation went away. But there was another unpleasant sensation. That wasn't right. That shouldn't have happened. Mama? What's wrong? What's got you so upset? I wasn't getting through to her. I was trying to tell her that I was still in pain. Good night. It hurts. It hurts, Mama. It hurts. It hurts, Mama. Do something. It hurts so much. She kissed my forehead, but my throat still hurt. It hurts. My eyes were drawn to her throat. It still hurts. It hurts, Mama. It hurts. But your throat looks so tasty. The pain remained for the rest of the night. I finally realized what that unpleasant sensation was. It was pain itself. Gripping pain. That pain had a vice grip of my body, so I couldn't help but think about Mama's own body. Her smooth... I'm sorry, what? Her smooth skin, long hair, soft breasts, eyes, arms, legs, genitals, organs, nerves, bones. This is the all-ages version, by the way, no worries. That was the first time I thought about eating Mama. Okay, nice. Nice. Cool. I see. I'm sorry! Okay, an unfamiliar noise tickled at my ears. You've got no idea since you came here so late? To be honest, you're kind of in the same place as us. We're not really sure what's going on either. Something soft was wrapped around me. Maybe a futon? Don't worry about it. Yeah. The place I was in was made of wood. I'd never seen anything like it before. What happened? I gathered my thoughts. I met with that black being in the grasslands, and then I followed her to Shimon's house. Right. I remember. This is Shimon's... Oh, jeez.
Corbin_J just subscribed.
Thank you for resubscribing, Corbin. Your food's almost here? Oh, this guy just had his food. You're a little late. This is Shimon's house. I decided to stay in this village for the time being. I thought you couldn't leave. After I managed to finally get hold of some food, Shimon said, "Please feel free to stay here." Right. So I borrowed the one free room and went to sleep. My memory was all hazy. I guess it was because I was exhausted. I stretched. I could feel the oxygen traveling throughout my body. It was rejuvenating. Guess I'll head to the living room. I put on a shirt and made my way there. Oh, Meito-san, good morning. Shimon was already there. She had her hands full with tableware, so she must have been in the middle of making breakfast. Breakfast will be ready soon. Just have a seat. I sat down at the table with all the tableware she just brought out. Meito? Let's give our thanks for this meal. Why do I feel like this CG is gonna fill up with more people? Ahahaha. Thanks. That was certainly an old custom. Oh no, she's cute, Corbin, you're in the wrong game. Thanks. I just copied her. All the food on the table was stuff I hadn't seen before. Fish or something. I realized just how precious food could be after last night. Yesterday was exhausting, huh? Yeah. Don't overdo it. Eat up, too. Okay. I decided to dig in. I was slightly apprehensive, but I instinctively knew from the smell that it wasn't harmful. So it is food. I took a bite. I was right. It wasn't particularly appetizing, but it was food at least. Of course it is. Why would I make you something you couldn't eat? She was actually right for once. What about that black being? I asked her as I continued eating. Black being? Hibiki-chan? Yeah, her. What happened afterwards? You don't remember? Not really. I was too tired. I see. Shimon said the black being saw me off and then went right back home. She said that her mother would worry if she was out too late. So she has a mother. I guess that only made sense. Her name's Kotomi-san. She's very kind. She's always looking out for her child. Kind, huh? Shimon's idea of kind might have been far different than my own, but it didn't matter. So that's why I'm here? Yeah, you said you were going to sleep right after you ate, and I showed you to the room. That makes sense. I must have been exhausted. Anyway, when should we get going? Going? Where? The village chief's house. Village chief? Jeez, you forgot about that too? I said that the village chief might know something about the voice you heard. Did you? Damn, I was in really bad shape yesterday. That makes sense as a dangerous statement. Yeah. I'll at least check with him. Thanks. When you left, I tried my best to think about that voice you heard, and the best thing I could come up with was asking the village chief. That's what I told you yesterday when you returned. What kind of person is this village chief? He's strange, but he might know something about the voice. He knows lots of things. How cliché. You said the same thing yesterday. Anyway, let's meet with the village chief. He already knows we're coming. For such a blockhead, she was surprisingly well prepared. Hang on. What is it? The village chief of a village filled with shadow beings. He's like Hibiki, right? Yeah, he's a shadow. Of course that would be the case. I was going to meet a black entity again. Why is he so racist? Another shadowy being. I want to head for the grasslands? Huh? She fell silent. Why out there? We might find something. She smiled as she placed her chopsticks on the table. She finished eating breakfast surprisingly quickly. Well, yeah, it was like one piece of salmon. Alright. It was time for this aimless journey to begin. I realized it after we went outside, but even the scent of this world was different from my own. I wasn't sure of the exact reason for that, but it wasn't an unpleasant scent at least. Feels like morning. Shimon stretched beside me. She really was carefree. To a fault. She should know not to do that kind of thing in front of guys, since it emphasizes your body. Yeah, don't stretch. Idiot. Obviously, it's daytime. No, that's not it. Doesn't it smell nice out here? It's the fresh morning air. She was insane. It's not like morning in particular had a unique scent. She continued, perhaps picking up on the doubtful look I had on my face. Oh, thanks for the stretch. Ugh, I'm being so shameless. Oh, so MC's an insult enemy. Okay. Have a good night, JJ. Good luck at work. She continued, perhaps picking up on the doubtful look I had on my face. This is what morning smells like. Does morning not have a scent in your world? I shook my head. So what produces that scent? Dunno. Yeah, morning has a scent, love. It's hard to describe, but like... I don't know. It's like how rain has a scent to me. And you're fine with not knowing that? It's not gonna kill you. I'm living proof of that. She boasted about it, which hardly served as proof that the air wouldn't kill me, though. Anyway, I don't think it'll harm you. Plus? It's better to not know the answer to your question. She began to walk after making that bold statement. It's better to not know the answer? That was logic I couldn't follow. Why do I feel like that's gonna be like a theme or important? I'm really stressed out. Anything and everything had an answer. At least, that's what my world asserted. That truth must also apply to this one. I looked at Shimon from a distance. She was considerably far ahead of me. Maybe things like that just didn't matter in this world. If all the people in this village are like Shimon, then I can definitely see that being true. I couldn't imagine them being particularly inquisitive people in any case. After all, you can get by without knowing those kinds of things. The morning breeze blew my hair around. I wasn't happy with the conclusion I reached, but it wasn't like there was much more I could do about that. So, any destination in mind? She kept on walking through the grasslands as I asked her that. Nowhere in particular. Then where are we headed? I don't know. Don't piss me off. Let me finish. What? It's hard to believe that you heard a voice inside of your head. None of the people I know have ever experienced something like that before. And? That's why I think we should head somewhere that I haven't been to before, and maybe then we can meet someone there that knows something. So you mean beyond these grasslands? I haven't gone very far, because I head back home after getting sick of all the grass whenever I try. It was definitely a possibility, although there was no denying that finding a person like that in this endless stretch of wilderness wasn't going to be an easy task. But I had no choice. That was all I could do right now. I'd hedged my bets in these grasslands. Alright, let's go. We both began to walk forward again. Verdant grass was visible as far as the eye could see. Hello, endless garden. You missed some shit. Jesus Christ. Which was so tall that it came up to about my knees. The gust of wind prompted me to turn around, revealing even more knee-high grass. It was no exaggeration to say that we were in the middle of an ocean of greenery, one without even a hint of humanity. How long had we been walking for? We just continued on and on. Oh, wait. That book said check every morning, right? No, shit. Okay. I don't know if that was like a hint or whatever. Headed for the sky's horizon before us. They're about to get ambushed by Pokemon. Check! There were some small trees along the way. Shimon would leave little check marks on them so we wouldn't get lost. Intro to Psych, yeah. My duty was to check our surroundings. I had to make sure we hadn't passed by any clues or anything. But we'd been doing so over and over for ages already. The horizon never seemed to get any closer. Look, it's a picture of you! She seemed to be enjoying herself. Her innocence was like that of a child's. Your brow furrowed. Your look stern. Your brow furrowed, your look stern. She horsed around like that, but it didn't matter to me. I just kept watch of our surroundings. The greenery blew about in the pleasant wind. Your hair all ruffled! And the grass swayed about in the breeze. As the grass swayed about in the breeze, merely revealed more greenery. This doesn't look right. I turned to face the horizon. There was something different for once. I forgot your nose. It seemed to be a person. They were about 10 meters away from me. I was just barely able to make them out. I approached whatever it was, cautious to not lose sight of it. Oh? Is this the default Photoshop grass texture? Shit. It was indeed a person hidden in that palette of greenery. Someone smaller than both Shimon and I. They slept on the grass as though it was some kind of bed. And this person had a shadow of their own. I couldn't sense any life from them, though. Could they have been dead? The moment I thought that, it was like blood started to flow. My blood started to flow backwards. My mind went blank. I raced up to the corpse, ignoring any fear or unease I felt. Are you okay? They didn't respond at first. Mornin'. The girl opened her eyes. I winced. Her voice was certainly young, but it wasn't her voice that I heard before. Our gazes met. Were you sleeping? Yep. She was kind of a mess, but she did manage to respond. I was relieved. I felt stupid for thinking I'd find a random corpse. Why are you sleeping here? Dunno. Something happened to make you fall asleep? Probably. So, what happened? I said I don't know. How can you not know? Didn't he just also wake up and be like, I don't know where the fuck I am? I wasn't going to get anywhere like this. She must have still been half asleep. You don't you get it? I really didn't. I responded, though, stating the most likely possibility. Dementia. Yeah, I'm so forgetful lately. 85 years old and... Hold it, am I a hunchback or something? This is classic Tsukomi bullshit. I really didn't know how to react. You're hopeless. I've lost my memory, you dig? Oh boy. Lost her memory? If that was true, shouldn't she be a bit more shocked? And how long has that lasted for? I couldn't trust her, but I decided to play along. It wasn't in my best interest to contradict her. Since I woke up. Okay, do you remember your name or what belongings you had, if any? Anything at all? I think I was a princess or something before. You're a liar. Okay, I couldn't play along with that. I ain't lying. I can't remember any of that stuff anyway. The crude way she spoke made things all the more suspect. Same age as Takako. Shut up! Why would someone who lost their memories say mornin' first thing when they came to? Why wouldn't they? No point acting like a goof. What's important is the now, the heat of the moment. She had a surprisingly philosophical view on things for a child. Likewise, that is why I must bid farewell to this bed after just a single day of use. What do you mean? Grr, you're a total numbskull. You still don't get it? Get it? You're looking for another place to sleep? No, I know where I'm sleeping. Don't tell me you're thinking about paying to sleep at my place. You've got the second part right. But I ain't paying for anything besides a vowel. What are... I can't tell if this is the localization shit or not. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, it's probably not. You're lying. You haven't lost your memories. I retorted back at the girl whose fists were tightly clenched. She just smiled back at me like it was nothing. She really was suspicious. Don't just make decisions on your own either. I'm pretty much in the same situation as you. We're one and the same? I'm just freeloading at her plate. I pointed at the tree where Shimon should have been, but she was no longer there. Where'd she go? She? Yeah, a girl in a black sundress. She's older than you, at least in terms of appearance. You mean her? The girl pointed at a tree. Well, one of the tree's branches, to be more specific. Meito-san, look at how high I am! This is awesome! I hate this, I hate this. My landlord was in the middle of climbing a tree. What are you doing? Oh, thank you for the sippy. I'm trying to unlock it. There you go. What are you doing? Whoa, I can see so far away! She's wonderful. The girl's tone was dripping with sarcasm. Indeed, her specialties include breathing, sleeping, and walking. Oh, she can run too, but only if she feels like it. I tried my best to give her a witty, though polite, reply. Doing her best Tarzan impression. Thud. She fell. It hurts. All I could do was sigh because of how utterly pointless her actions were. I started running over to Shimon, an exasperated look on my face. When... Are you okay? Another girl appeared from behind the tree. She had a shadow of her own as well. Maybe there really were a bunch of others, like these girls, and Shimon simply didn't know? The girl who just appeared had a gentle, calm demeanor about her. She must have been in her mid-20s, judging by her looks. Here, let me apply some ointment. It wasn't her voice that I'd heard either. Just who did that voice belong to? I realized once again just how ignorant Shimon was of her own world. She said there was no one else like her here, but we found 2 others almost immediately upon looking around a bit. Her information wasn't reliable in the least. Please stop bullying Shimon. She's an idiot. It's fine. Leave her alone. All better. The other girl had already finished taking care of Shimon by the time we reached the tree. She really only had a few scratches. It wasn't anything serious, but declining the girl's kind offer would have been rude. I put aside my various concerns and expressed my thanks to the girl in Shimon's place. Excuse me, thanks. I just did what I could, she humbly replied. Her carefree smile made it difficult to pick up on her true intentions. It gave me the impression that she had some sort of ulterior motive. The glint in her eyes only further emphasized her mysterious nature. Oh, maybe I could have done more. Well, actually, I guess that was about all I could do. No, I have an idea. I could at least tend to her wounds by licking them. Okay, maybe I was wrong about her having some sort of ulterior motive. Okay. Who are you? What's your name? Shouldn't you give your name first before asking what hers is? The younger girl suddenly showed up. That's true. I'm Meito Tanabe. I'm a student from a different world. I'm Shimon. I live in the village that's just down that way. I don't have a name. Oh, she's so smug. Just call her Brat. Hua! My stomach. The older girl looked at everyone. I remember now. So what's your name? My name is Riri. Riri, can I ask you something? Oh, that's me. Riri, can I ask you something? Sure, anything you wish. Where did you come from? Is there another village around here? No. She hung her head for a moment as she searched for an answer. I was just here when I came too. I don't really know what's going on. Could she also be... Are you suffering from amnesia as well? Yes. Same as me then. The brat happily clung onto the older girl. I see. Are you guys familiar with one another? I thought there might have been some connection between the two, given their circumstances. I guess we're similar in a sense, but I haven't met her before. Right. Well, this is going nowhere fast. I heaved a heavy sigh. I thought they'd be able to provide me with some clues, but it didn't seem like either of them were connected with the voice I heard. Bye then, thanks for taking care of Shimon. Jesus. I gave Riri my thanks once again before turning around, planning to leave. Let's go, Shimon. Hold it! The brat seemed to have other things in mind, though. What? What? Nut? But? What? Am I just a nut, not but some butt of a bad joke? Well? What? There was no reason to rhyme like that, was there? Did you not hear me? I said, do you really think you can get away with leaving 2 ladies alone out in the wilderness? No you didn't. That's absolutely not okay. Like hell you're a lady. Meito-san. Shimon finally spoke up. I want to invite them to my home. I figured she'd say that. She was the one who readily wanted to have me, a young guy, stay at her place. Having another girl or two was probably no problem at all to her. We're friends now, after all. She was quick to come to conclusions like that. Honestly, I had no desire to interact with annoying people. Riri was fine. It was that brat next to her that was the problem. So? There was a good chance that she would interfere with my personal life in some manner based on her personality. I want to read this guy's lines like Ben Shapiro. There was a good chance that she would interfere with my personal life in some manner based on her personality, and not interacting with people who I thought would be an annoyance like that formed the foundation of my personal ideology. How about it, Riri-san? Will you come to my house? Is it really okay? I don't mind at all. I'd love to have you. Are you okay with that, Tanabe-san? I'm fine with whatever you decide. I can't do that. It's not like I had any choice in the matter. It was Shimon's house, after all. I had to leave the decision to her. Episode 5, The Bed Strikes Back. What is wrong with this girl? I changed my... Wow, Mom! Meito-san. Mind. Alright, fine, I'll give in. You should have said that from the get-go, stupid grown-up. She made my blood boil. He fucking hates this girl. Thanks for having us. Riri kindly bowed. Thank yous! The brat bowed as well, but her bow was lacking the grace and maturity of Riri's. I gazed at the sky. To be frank, someone like that brat living with us was the last thing I wanted. My shoulders ached, like a leaden weight of irritation was weighing upon them. That was weird. Okay. The blue and green scenery I had grown so accustomed to seeing soon gave way to one of orange and yellow as we began to make our way back home. That was the end of our search efforts. We decided to call it a day. Shimon was worried about the other two, who were physically and mentally exhausted. Also, like, so hungry. I don't even want to move. The brat was being selfish. Shut the fuck up! You did the same thing last night, idiot! And what did you do? You ate grass. Damn kids. You say something? No. I looked around, averting my gaze from hers. From blue to orange skies, from green to yellow grass. The changes in the scenery also served as a change of mood as we returned down the path we came. Oh yeah. What is it? See, Shimon gently smiled at the girl. Let's think of a name for you. She had a good idea for once. I was thinking the same thing. Riri seemed to agree. I'm in favor of it. We were going to be living together. We needed some means of identifying her. Okay. I guess I can't be nameless. The brat was in favor of it too. Shimon's sudden idea made us all stop in our tracks and rack our brains. I didn't think we'd come up with a great name right away. Dumbo Face. Nope. I was confident in my name for her, until she ruthlessly drop-kicked me in the stomach. You got any ideas, Riri-san? Me? Everyone turned to face Riri. No, nothing comes to mind. Well, don't you think I kind of have a boyish side to me? Do you? Yeah, totally. Try to think of something that would fit a tomboy. She probably thought that, out of all of us, Riri had the best chance of coming up with a decent name for her. She wasn't wrong, especially when you compared Riri to someone like Shimon. What if you mix a boy's name with a girl's, like Vander and Gina? That's enough. What the fuck? That wasn't the sort of word a woman like Riri should be saying, so I quickly stopped her before she finished. I'm not sure then. I need a drink, hold on. The brat's shoulders drooped, crestfallen. Shimon! Missy... Keep thinking, think long and hard, even if you die from all that thought. Yeah, I wasn't expecting much else from Shimon. She didn't really have a feel for this kind of thing. It was definitely Monko for sure. We spent the next several minutes searching for a fitting name. Night, however, was approaching. We needed to finish up soon. I had to put an end to this. So I stepped forward with an air of confidence to do just that. Looks like it's my time to shine. Bzz, wrong answer. I didn't even say anything yet. You're just gonna say something really stupid again. I shrugged. Seriously, Dumbo Face? Are you for real? That was a joke. Just hear me out. Fine. What? Listen up. Names are usually given based on someone's impression of something. I guess that's true. The most vivid impression of you I have was finding you sleeping in the grass. I shot my gaze towards Riri and Shimon. They both nodded in agreement. So, I have an idea. Spit it out. I thought that Kusako using the characters for girl and grass would fit you the most. That's mean. Huh? She mercilessly kicked me. I was actually being serious, but she didn't seem to like my suggestion. What a waste of time. Grass can also be read so why not go with that then? That's no different. Ah, that might work. Huh? So sounds so good. Get on with it. But not the so from grass. Why don't we write it like the so from musical performance? Haha, just a little kanji humor. You guys get it, right? And me too. That's not bad at all. The brat's eyes glimmered. She seemed to like it too. Yeah, that's good. Strong, courageous, refined, beautiful. A name fit for a princess like myself. So we're sticking with So. Thanks again. Nice to meet ya. Nice to meet you, So-san. It's very nice to meet you. Yeah. So we finally settled on a name. We didn't make it back to Shimon's place until evening. Your kanji skills totally aren't first grade level yet. Join the club. So tired. So plopped down by the gate, claiming she couldn't walk anymore. Let's at least go inside and get something to eat. Yeah, let's do that. Looks like you've got enough energy left for food at least. So hungry. So barged directly into Shimon's house mood. She really has no manners. I guess I wasn't really one to talk though. Come on, let's go inside. Excuse me. Alright. Dinner, dinner! Are you even capable of being quiet for just a minute? Two starved beasts anxiously waited for their dinner in the living room. She feeds her Riri. The nerve of you saying something like that to a growing lady. You are not a lady. Can you not cook? Me eat, me no cook. Figured as much. Just about anyone can do that. I'm no exception. You could even call me a 10-year veteran of the diner forces. You shouldn't take eating so lightly. What's that supposed to mean? Eating in itself is deceptively simple, but it is an art. Eating is not an art. It totally is. It's super hip these days, too. Really? You don't even believe me. Did you really expect me to? I'm serious, don't laugh. Explain to me how it's an art then. You asked for it. She stood before me in an imposing manner. Well, arms crossed. Thought for a bit. Then looked up. Ah! Listen carefully. It's an art because... See, you're just making stuff up. How do you figure? It's obvious. Dinner's ready. Oh, I've waited for so long. Hold it. Tell me why it's an art. Ain't got no time for that. My mind's only focused on one thing. Food. She dodged my question. She really was annoying. What's wrong? So was supposed to explain to me why eating's an art. Really? She's lying, obviously. I'm not. Bleeding's an art? No, you misheard him. He said that cheating's an art? No, not that. Well, I guess he could say that's true. Forget it. Jesus. Sorry for the wait. Riri-san helped prepare today's... What's going on? Shimon was the only one who had no idea what we were discussing. Okay. Alright. We finished eating. I was very satisfied. Spending time in here was relaxing. Greetings and art, that's true. I wouldn't change it for the world. This was the place I felt most at peace. I took out a novel from my bag. Nampo's a really good writer. I didn't predict what was going to happen at all. The fiend with 42 faces was going to strike down Kid Tanaka with his jet black... Ow. Wow, excusez-moi. You aren't excused. Oh dear, are you mad? You cranky because you're tired? You seen that Ed, Edd n Eddy clip? Cranky because you're hungry, aren't you? I want to find it, wait. Shut up. Oh, maybe I can't find it. Oh, it's not worth it. You know what I'm talking about. I'd be able to sleep in peace if you weren't around. The reason she was here was because... There's nowhere else for her to sleep? Aren't there any empty rooms? There are, but it'll take some time for me to clean one of them since I'm mostly using them to store things. That made sense. It would take all night to clean one of them if we started now. And the one open room we could use has just enough space for a single futon. I'm sorry, but one of you will have to spend the night in Meito-san's room. No! Oh my. I'm really sorry. I refuse. I refusingly refuse. We agree on something for once. So and I vigorously shook hands. But then you'd be sharing a room with Riri-san. Oh. So was one thing, but I couldn't share a room with Riri. We were both adults after all, and she likely wouldn't want to. Then I guess I'll be spending the evening with you, Meito-san. Hold on, we're... Yes? No. Don't agree so readily. We're both adults. Yes. No, that's a bad thing. Ethically speaking, us sharing a room isn't really the best. Wait a second. Shimon, can't you just use your room? What? Having the conversation suddenly directed her way seemed to catch Shimon off guard. I can't do that. Why not? I have things I do at night. What do you do at night? That's a secret. Is it something so important that you can't even put it off for one night? I can't. Sorry. Okay. She won't own this house anyway. As a simple watcher, I had no right to make her say or do otherwise. Picky think. You're sleeping with me tonight, so... Look, we've got no choice. You'd rather me share the room with Riri? You're saying that sharing it with me ain't a problem? Not really. What's that supposed to mean? Simply put, you're a kid. Her right foot was aimed squarely at me. My reflexes kicked in immediately as I steadied myself on my left leg and turned my right. Her kick sliced through the air, though missing its intended target, my right leg. Too slow. Not even a moment later, she planted her right foot in the tatami mat, kicking it up. It was a feint! She pivoted herself on her right foot, shifting all of her force into her left one. Haha, classic anime joke. Takes me back. Her left foot slammed into my inner thigh at the speed of sound before I had a chance to react. Sorry, there's a bug. Oh, I got it. Did I get it? Yes! Okay, I'm a genius. The intense pain traveling up my thigh brought me to my knees. Don't call me a kid! My enemy barked something at me, but it was unintelligible to my hazy consciousness. Then, do you have any other ideas in mind? I got my wits together and asked her that. I do. Tell me. Shimon-san can stay in her room. Me and Ruri can use your room. You can use the open one. Not a bad idea. See? I'm a genius. I wouldn't go that far. We should have just realized that sooner. Not the bug. I'm sorry it had to happen. But that really did solve everything. Then I'm gonna spend the night in the open room. Wait. I'm pretty sure I put that magazine I was gonna lend to my classmate in the dresser in my room. And that was no ordinary magazine. Holy shit! That was a porn magazine, one focused on incest at that. Jesus Christ. I'm not leaving my room. My tone was stern. What? Why not? I just can't. What's the problem? There are lots of problems. Anyway, I can't. No, I must not leave my room. I am not letting her find that magazine. I'd never hear the end of it if she did. Didn't you just say it wasn't a bad idea? No means no. You're sleeping with me tonight, So. I grabbed So by the waist, and then lifted her up and headed back to my room. Let go of me, pervert! Farewell, you two. And thus I made my gallant return to my room with So in hand. Haha, just visual novel things. Just normal. Okay. Which leads us to now. Who are you talking to? Explaining what happened during that flashback. I don't get it. You don't need to. So what, gonna tell me to get out? I wanted nothing more, but it was a bit too late for that. It was too late to make changes now. I'd feel bad for Riri. Just go to sleep, it's way past your bedtime. But we have such a long night ahead of us. You're too young to be saying stuff like that. There's like one H scene in this game and it's like not plot relevant from what I've heard. So this isn't like an actual H game or anything. Weird. Oh, I haven't thought about Shari no Kuni in like 8 years. Holy shit. I thought she'd just go to sleep, but I guess not. I just have to do so in her place. She'd get bored and go to sleep eventually. I'm going to sleep. I crawled into my futon. I was almost as tired today as I was yesterday. I guess hanging around with So took its toll on me. I'd probably fall right to sleep. And I did. Sleepy maid. I think I had a dream that night, one where I heard a young girl talking to herself. I was pretty out of it, truthfully. All I could do was lend my ears to that voice. It sounded familiar, but I didn't have the mental capacity then to figure out who it belonged to. It didn't matter, though. I was captive to that voice. Going to bed already? How boring. Wonder if there's anything interesting around. Oh my god! So that's his fetish. Can't wait till tomorrow. That dream must have been a nightmare. Jesus Christ. Myth Otherworld? Myth Otherworld? Blood. Dying. Grief. Fluid. Dumb. Beef. Form. Mass. Slop. Phlegm. Meadow. Wing. Gorilla. Alarm. Munch. Gorilla munch? Hurt. Trap. Pain. New. Wrong. God. Death. Hysteric. Corpse in full dress. Is this Nasu? Corpse in full dress. Shot. Puke. Eye. Emperor. Red. Dent. Tear. Rot. Tub. Body. Year. Ew! Jeez, that scared the fuck out of me! No! Don't come in now! We're reading a horror V and it's about to maybe get graphic. I'm really sorry. Hello, readers. My name is Takamura Takako. I'm an otaku maid. We're reading a horror VN right now called Myth. How was your stream, KK? Ugh. What were you playing? Oh, you were playing Typing of the Dead? I thought you were doing Silent Hill. Did you finish Silent Hill? Thank you for following, Rockjaws. You finished it? Hey, congratulations! KK finishing Silent Hill? That's great. Now you don't have to play Scary Game. Yeah, I've been drinking KK Sweat, so it's funny you show up. Every time I take a sip, I do this. Watch. I'm staying very hydrated. Thanks for the sippy. Hold on. Thanks for following, Mars. Whoa, sippy. Haha, yeah, haha, no more scary game. Haha, yeah. Unless... Now we're gonna play another game. Another scary game. Blood. 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 Blood, 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 blood. Man, it's like I'm reading fucking Tsukihime. Okay. There's two protagonists in this game. One is average snarky VN protag, and the other is having a fucking time. He's like, the first scene is in, he and his mom ate both his arms, and now she ate his throat and he can't talk, so that's happening. Really like this touch of the text running off under the menu. Oh, that's so cool, they're ripped? Wait, that's sick, actually. Hold on. Does this change? No, it doesn't. Okay. Ate his throat? Yeah, that happened. Oh, you're back? Welcome back. We just got back to the other world. Just catching up on some Fate Stay Night. Oh, thank you for following, Antroist. Day 3 before the search. Good morning. Good morning. Breakfast was already prepared. Thank you for following, Haki Yatano. Shimon placed some glasses of water on the table in the living room. Where so? I didn't see her anywhere when I woke up. She was up later than I was last night. Did she really wake up before me? She went to wash her face. Yeah, that was a tame one. Last time we had one of those scenes, he saw a blood vessel sticking out of his shoulder and tried to whip it around so he could catch it in his teeth. It helped that he didn't have any cheeks anymore. And speak of the devil... She snickered upon seeing me. What? Tsukihime's out in like 36 hours? Ah! Well, time for me to become N1 fluent in 36 hours. Japanese proficiency speedrun any %. Nothing. She sat down at the table. Oh yeah, she found his porn mag before he fell asleep, or like while he was falling asleep. I'm gonna finish making breakfast. Muramasa's out! But Nyaltiers, if I read the Kamige and I find out they're not as great as I've been gatekeeping all these years on our visual novels, whatever will I do? Announcing that in an energetic voice, Shimon headed back to the kitchen, which left me alone with Sol. Man, such great weather today. Yeah. I took a sip of KK Sweat, trying my best to ignore her nonsense. The sound of birds chirping in the morning is so pleasant. Masterpieces should stay in Japanese. Do not translate Tsuino Sora. We don't want it. Yeah. So said your little sister, Akari. Hold it. Calm down and think. Why did she know about that? She must have rummaged through my stuff after I fell asleep. That was the only thing that made sense, considering I went to bed before she did. Big Nitro Plus fan excited to play Muramasa for the first time. Nato. Yeah. I tried my best to keep my cool as I responded with a smile on my face. So smiled back at me. So radiant was her smile that it was like she was one of God's very angels. So non-blood related... Oh my god. So non-blood related little sisters get your rocks off? She was, however, a cruel angel. Well, not that I believed in God or angels to begin with. What do you have to say for yourself, Miss Tanabe? I do believe you've taken every opportunity to ridicule me up until now, my good sir. She knew she was the victor here, and the glint in her eyes suggested as much. What's her thesis? Was I defeated? No, I couldn't let that happen. Victory was still within reach. Prove it. What's gotten into you? Quit creeping me out. Prove it. Show me some proof that I read something like that. You can't, right? Of course not. I have no interest. Oh yeah, Nyaltiers, while you were gone, this dude was so obnoxious that I decided sometimes I would voice him as Ben Shapiro, and it worked out pretty well. You can't, right? Of course not. I have no interest in that sort of thing, so why would I own something like... Here's your proof, I ripped a page out. Wait, are these ripped? No, they're not. Oh, what's that? Riri and Shimon emerged from the kitchen with breakfast. Some scrap of paper? Perfect timing. There's something I want to show you two. I apologize. I endured the bitter chagrin of defeat as I prostrated myself before Sol. God. Delicious. Mind taking the tableware back to the kitchen? We finished eating around the same time. You say something, big bro? Never mind, I'll clean it up. The reins of power had been reversed. I had to do something to assert my dominance again, and fast. Oh yeah, big bro? What is it, my beloved little sister? Please make me some barley tea while you're at it. Oh, wait, let me correct myself. Please make me some barley tea while you're at it. The heck is barley tea? It's dark and tasty. Barley? Why did that sound like it was something obscene? Whatever, I just tell Shimon to make some. She must have known what it was. Wait, why did I have to do this to begin with? None of this made any sense. Get it yourself. I don't have time for your child's play. Child's play? I guess you're right. I am still a child after all. How could I ever be the objects of someone's lust? This is not an H game. How could I ever do something so indecent, so immoral as engaging in sexual acts? But Akari-chan, poor Akari-chan. Surely she's around my age too, and for her to fall. Okay, I'll be right back. She was babbling about how I shouldn't violate her as I made my way to the kitchen. Why in the world would I ever do that? Plus, that book was... I was gonna have to put some serious effort into correcting this misunderstanding of hers. I kept those thoughts in mind as I entered the kitchen. You can leave the tableware over there. Alright. I put the tableware down where Shimon said to. The tableware sunk to the bottom of the sink, which was filled with water. What a wacky misunderstanding, just like my Japanese animes. By the way, have you ever heard of barley tea? What? Of course. So wants some. Do you mind making it? Alright, would you like some as well? I'm good. Oh yeah, earlier she gave him some tea, and he was like, I don't know what this is, we don't have this in my world. And he drank it, and he was like, it's bitter. And then like, a few hours later, he's starving to death in the meadows, and he doesn't know what to do, so he stuffs some grass in his mouth, and he's like, this is also bitter, but it's worse. I wasn't in the mood for a drink. Anyway, could you come to the living room when you're done? I want to talk with you. About searching for the voice? Sure. I returned to the living room after I finished that up. How to eat? Not sure. Yo, Meaty So- What the fuck is wrong with this girl? Meaty Soul here. And I'm Poppy Riri- What are they referencing? Together, where... Oh, Meat Pops. What's going on? I'm leaving forever. Riri tried to make an exit, but I grabbed her by the collar before she had a chance to flee. Calm down, I didn't hear a thing. I don't understand. I had to lie. I couldn't let it be just me, the brat, and Shimon here. It's all So-san's fault. She was surprisingly flustered. I nodded. It made sense. Only So would think of something so dumb. I told Shimon about the barley tea. She said she'd make some in a bit when she was done. Good job. That was hardly worth the trouble, but whatever. I didn't want to push it. There's something I want to ask you, too. I wanted to know more about them. I thought if I could get them to give me some details about themselves, it might lead me to that voice. What is it? What do you want from old soul? I should probably focus on talking to Riri. Riri, you said you didn't remember anything up till now. Does that mean you've no memories at all besides the present? By that, you mean... Well, memory loss has differing degrees of severity. If you remember anything at all, I'd like you to tell me. Like, for example, where you're from, where she lived. If nothing else, that should be the most memorable thing for her. This greenery is our land. We are all brothers. No one's talking to you. Anything, Riri? Where I'm from? However, she still didn't seem to remember anything. Damn, I was hoping that would lead to a clue. Could there have been anything else that left an impression on her that she might remember? What about her... Okay, then how about your family? My family? Yeah, any ideas? I imagine they'd leave something of an impression on you. They should be the people she spent the most time with. There had to be something. Wait, is he saying that out loud or not? Is that a typo or not? Family. So whispered to herself, the quotes are different. Okay. Something come to mind, so? Yeah. I don't remember. Oh, that's cool. Wait, that's really cool. Okay. Riri suddenly spoke up. Oh, that's not a typo. Ah, I ain't got a clue. I see. I was at a loss. It didn't look as though that was going anywhere. Well, just let me know if you recall something. Is there a reason why you're interested in our memories? Yeah, why are you so interested in us, you lecher? You've got it wrong. I'm hoping it might lead to some sort of clue about that voice. That voice? Mean it? I guess I should tell them. It'd be more convenient to have them know, as long as we're gonna be living together. You lecher. There wasn't much else I could talk about without hesitation. I told you that I'm not from this world, right? Yeah. Yeah, no shadow. You might not believe it, but there's another world out there connected to this one. Wow, so science, much big. I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of this child. It's gonna be an Araragi Hachikuji deathmatch. Wow, so science, much fiction. Another world? A world without shadows. The people who live there are like me. So it's the opposite of this world. The people here are all shadows. Yeah, there's nothing like that where I'm from. Oh. Hitsure, kamimashita. Oh, thank you for the stretch as well, Cronus. Yeah, grate your teeth, so... There's nothing like that where I'm from, and while we lack shadows, they lack bodies. It's like the world's split in two, a front and a back. I'll let you guys be the judge of that, but anyway. Riri looked puzzled by my words, but I continued. There's a strict order to my world. Could you be more specific? Society there is founded on the principles taught by super rationalism. Nothing pointless exists in my world. But you're here now, for reasons I can only assume are complicated. You catch on quick. So, what is it? That voice. Voice? Shimon and I met by chance, and I followed her. Something that the logic of my society dictated should never happen. INTJ looking ass? Can I get some picky thinks in the chat? Where is she? Picky think. What happened next? I heard a voice that wasn't Shimon's when I was talking with her. Also, it definitely wasn't a voice from my world. That is odd. Riri knit her brow and thought. The reason why I came to this world was to find who that voice belonged to. Both this place and you two are a complete mystery to me. That's why I thought you might have some link to that voice. I get it now. Riri nodded. Explaining things to her was easy, since she actually thought before she spoke. I was grateful to have Riri here. Unfortunately, So-san and I are both suffering from memory loss at the moment. I promise you that this is the truth. But that doesn't mean I don't intend to help. I'll immediately let you know if I recall something. Thanks. Sorry for the wait. Shimon showed up at a good time. Have a seat. Yeah, thank God someone in this world thinks before they speak. Exactly. I wasn't sure why I gave her a friendly invitation to sit, but she didn't object. Ruri hung her head, seemingly in thought. So, on the other hand, was fast asleep. I think asking the chief would be the best course of action. That would require a considerable amount of sheer force of will on my part. But I knew that was the best option, even though my emotions were getting in the way. Are there any other choices? This wasn't the most efficient approach. No, not efficient, but it wasn't entirely without reason. It was just my way of avoiding risk to myself. Why don't we search the grasslands again? We might have missed something. Shimon's reaction to my... This definitely isn't a typo. They're definitely doing something weird with the narrative. Shimon's reaction to my suggestion wasn't what I expected. I think it's a waste of time. Why? Didn't you say that we should do that just yesterday? Well... Excuse me. Ruri spoke up. Is it wrong for me to assume that you two are speaking of your search for that voice? No, you're right. And Meito-san, you're reluctant to meet with the village chief even though he might know more about that voice? Am I wrong? You've got it. To add to that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you're against letting Shimon visit this village chief by herself? Could you explain why that might be the case, if so? There's no reason for me to. You've probably already figured it out. I wasn't going to get any decent information if I let Shimon go alone and have her relay that back to me. Why do you hate these shadow people so much? Numerous factors played into that. Would she be able to remember everything by the time she returned? Would she be able to explain the finer details? I doubted that she could. Then I'll go with Shimon-san. Shouldn't that solve the problem? Huh? Are you sure? I'd have no reason to worry if Riri went with her, but... I don't mind. The village chief might be able to help me recover some of my memories as well. That made sense. It was in her best interest to visit the chief. No one actively behaves in ways that will work against them. You're being quite generous. Alright, I'll leave it to you then. Understood. I was lucky to have met Riri. I never would have been able to expect Shimon or So to handle that. I appreciate it. I gave her my honest thanks. It's nothing. It's nothing. Why not do something while waiting for us to return? I could have just waited here with So, but I wanted to do something while they were gone, too. If you have no other plans... Yeah? Then why not walk through the village with So-san? Any particular reason why? Not in particular, but I believe it would benefit you in your search for that voice if you could overcome your current feelings for the village folk. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Yeah. Her implication was that I needed to get used to the shadow people. That might take a while, though. I think it'd be fun to stroll through the village with So-san. I really doubt that. Okay, I'll walk through the village with her today. Let's meet back here at sunset. Roger. Ruri then proceeded to leave with Shimon. She had a certain charisma about her and could take action when the need arose. It wouldn't hurt So or Shimon to learn from her. Not that they ever could. Their actions went far beyond typical common sense. No, applying common sense to their actions didn't even make sense in the first place. Alright. It was time for me to act too. I couldn't let Riri get the best of me. I stood before the brat. She was fast asleep. Get up, So.
Yeah?
You got a free nya. We're going out. Get ready.
Going out? Where?
Nowhere in particular. We're just gonna wander through the village.
But dear...
This isn't some lovey-dovey date. Hurry up and get ready.
Meow. Meow, meow. Meow. Meow.
I'm not warmed up today. You got some weak nyas, but they're nyas all the same. This isn't some lovey-dovey date. Hurry up and get ready.
Oh my, how stern.
She downed the rest of her tea and headed back to our room. I sighed, determined to get this over with as I watched her leave.
I ain't been outside in ages.
Ho ho ho! So this is what the front of the house looks like. I was too famished to notice it before. This was gonna be a long day. I had no idea why she was so fond of spouting nonsense like that. Every time this dude is an elitist asshole, I want Picky Thinks to appear in the chat, even if I have to do it myself. Wasn't she outside yesterday? Yeah, but she's a fucking idiot. Let's go. I ignored her and began to walk. Yeah, if you're new here, he went into another world and all the people are shadows. He comes from a world where no one has any shadows. And now the people are shadows, and if they come near him, he gets really scared and anxious and, like, almost throws up. I ignored her and began to walk.
What a discovery! Captain, I've encountered an insect, a dragonfly. Ho ho ho!
You're...
Yes, sir. What could it be?
touching grass? Oh, he ate grass earlier, actually. He did more than touch it. Annoying. She really needed to learn how to be quiet. Conversation in itself is something that should benefit both parties. At least, in theory. At times, though, that requires exchanging information that might not be of any particular use to you. Has he... Are we still... Yeah, okay. What if it's all just an elaborate allegory for our current socioeconomic state? What if it's not? What if it's just about some man eating grass? Are there any other pages in the notebook yet? I've been looking, but no, it doesn't seem like it. Oh, doesn't seem like it. Oh wait, there's a character chart? It? Asgard? Hold on. Myth. Interested in him, physically repulsed by her, intrigued. Oh, he has a face! He's cute! Intrigued by her shadow, leads him to the world of shadows, with her, lost their memories. Owner of the voice. Okay. What about... His name is Berserker? Wait, that's so cool. Oh, I can click on them! Frenzied Warrior? His mother's eaten him since his birth. That's all his life is amounted to. He believes he's around 18 years old, but his vocabulary and thought processes are quite childlike. He tends to jump to extremes without thinking things through. The way he expresses love can also be defined as avarice. Mama? A maniac who one day discovered the appetizing taste of human flesh. She takes care of her son while feasting on his flesh once it returns. She ate her husband and oldest son. Perhaps the reason she spared her second son was because that was what he wanted, or perhaps it was merely to satisfy her own appetite. Okay. Look at him! He's Moe! Alright. The hyper-rational society. We live in a fucking society. Sigma stare. Okay. Is there anything weird in these? I don't think. She was a dark, glum girl in the past, according to the village chief of the Village of Shadows. He acted as her caretaker. She doesn't have any memory of this, but she was once abandoned by her mother? Alright. She'll never stop loving her mother, even when the local kids make fun of her for it. She's well known for adoring her mother. What's up with all this mom shit? Blood type prototype. You're eating McDonald's nugs? No, there isn't much difference at all. Personality is quite crude. She's very sensitive. Okay. Woman with a secret. Okay. She's entirely shrouded in mystery. Meito's journey will likely reach its conclusion once he ascertains her true identity. What is his title? The protagonist of this story. Neighbor. Motor girl. Woman with a secret. Girl with a shadow and body. The genesis of it all. What are these titles? The Eater. Frenzied Warrior. Okay. It's pretty sick. Oh, I wish I had Mappo. Jeez. At times, though, that requires exchanging information. Oh, yeah. Wait, I was supposed to look through this. Is there any way to navigate it? You can't, right? It'll give you an option to when there's more pages. I think? Yeah. He hasn't written in this since psych class. At times, though, that requires exchanging information that might not be of any particular use to you. But that too serves a purpose, to see another's viewpoint. Humans aren't machines. The significance of human existence can be found in our ability to display individuality. That is what delineates humans from machines, and is precisely why my government regards individuality so highly. Thus, conversation requires individuality, but individuality can't be obtained merely from pointless banter. The greatest significance humanity holds is our control of good and evil, and characters like so disrupt that control. Individuality requires extreme balance in that respect, and that's why it's difficult to maintain that balance when... Phanto? Oh god, was that a fucking dragonfly? Whoa! The thing she called a dragonfly was right in front of me. I'd never seen such a creature before. It made my blood freeze. Its eyes were like a grid. Look, I don't know what you were just thinking about, but you're supposed to be having fun with me today. So be a man and have some fun with me. Oh boy. I never said I was going to do that. Then why'd you invite me outside? Ruby told me that I needed to be more comfortable with this world. She did? Yeah. All the more reason why we should be having some fun. How do you figure? You must interact with the world. Touch it. Touch some grass. Play with it. How else do you expect to get used to it? You know I'm right. She was, even if she was being kind of pushy about it. Wow, he's just like me. Now look at this dragonfly. She muttered that as she let the dragonfly grow. Go. I tried to imagine what it was like inside the computer. It flew up into the sky, and it didn't stop. I like that moment of releasing something. Huh? I don't really get it, but it makes me feel all warm inside. Do you know that feel? Not really. Can't you see that giving up and letting go is the best pleasure? That's what she's saying. That's what the story is about. She just let the creature go free, as it should be. Wasn't that all there was to it? You have much to learn, young Padawan. Consider yourself a winner at life once you've attained such enlightenment. Being enlightened? I sincerely doubt that'll happen. Anyway, trial by fire. By fire be purged? I'll show you how to really have some fun. Just go easy on me. Okay, off to Main Street. Alright. We headed towards the mountains. However, on the way there, I felt someone's probing gaze. Huh? So found the owner of the gaze before I did. Are you alone, milady? Milady? It was Hibiki, the shadow. She was the one gazing at us. What? I looked at her in a threatening manner. He's already pushed this child to the ground and now he's glaring at her. I was curious about where you're headed. That has nothing to do with you. Why should I tell you that? Why is he such a fucking dick? I pulled So's hand. I wanted to get away from her as quickly as possible. I wanted her very existence to disappear. So didn't budge, though. Hey, Shadow Girl. You bored? Don't do it. Yeah, Shimon's not around. Don't talk to her. Oh, so you and Shimon-san are friends? Don't say another word. Are you Shimon-san's friend? Or... Call me so. I live with Shimon-chin, yo. We're more than friends, but not quite lovers, though. Well... then you're... Stop! I screamed. The heck's your problem? Don't scare me like that. Let's go. You introduced yourself already. Satisfied? We're leaving. I tried to pull her hand once again, but she still wouldn't budge. You're being a hassle. Oh, am I? And what about you? Are you saying I'm wrong? Please, tell me why I'm wrong. Picky think. No, you're right. I have no issue with us being done here. Then what's the problem? Well, she's bored. And I was thinking she probably wants to play with us. Let me ask you something, Mr. Tanabe. What should we do in this situation? Wait, hold on. I'm double checking. For quotes. No, okay. Part ways and do our own respective things. So looked at me like I was crazy. What? Come here, Hibiki-chan. Defeated with facts and logic. Huh?
Let's play together, alrighty?
Huh? You can't be serious.
Are you sure?
Double the pleasure, triple the fun. Holy shit. What obligates us to play with her? Hop. And what obligates us to not play with her? What the fuck is this VN?
Let's go, Hibiki-chin. Don't worry about Meito. He's just a big bully.
What faulty logic. I don't agree with you at all. Fucking five-head.
You're the last person I want to hear that from.
Things remained awkward as we headed for the mountains.
Should be some super duper cool stuff somewhere around here.
We arrived at a field filled with grass, shrubs, and trees in the distance. Explain to me how we're supposed to do anything fun here. I had already given in, but I wanted an answer.
With this.
And what she presented me was... Is that a weapon?
It's called a sickle.
Holy shit. I borrowed it from somewhere. How the heck did she manage to hide something so dangerous?
What are you planning on doing with that?
The shadow being was also curious.
Hee hee hee.
So began to giggle. It was creepy.
Meito Tanabe, allow me to ask you this. What is it that excites and grips a child's heart like no other?
Huh? You're asking the wrong person. It's not like I'm a kid.
Bzzz, out of time. The answer was a secret base.
Murder, yeah.
Secret...
What?
Secret base!
Oh, secret base, how sweet the sound. She was really into that, apparently.
It means that we share a secret, that we created our own place, reserved just for us.
Of course, things like that are pointless. I guess we needed that sickle to make that secret base or whatever.
Now then, off to find a place most fitting for our secret base. Any objections?
Alright, that's enough. The secret of a dead body.
No!
Lieutenant Meito. Yeah. Apparently I'm a lieutenant now.
Good. Time to claim our base. Excuse me. Hibiki-kun. I think our base would be easily found if we make it in the field. It wouldn't be a secret like that. Oui, precisely. But venturing too deep into the mountains is dangerous. Who knows what could be out there lurking in the shadows? Our secret base must be a comfortable abode after all.
So somewhere between the forest and field, like around the bushes?
Indeed. The bushes will be our target. The most suitable place will be difficult to find, but also guarantee our safety.
Do you really think we'll find a place like that around here?
We won't know unless we search around. Hibiki-kun's got it. Follow me.
Cell began to march forward. Well, this is taking a turn for the annoying.
Captain, how about here? Let's see.
We split up, searching for a suitable location to stake out our base. He's on the savior's path already. Oh no!
That won't work. Anyone would find us there.
We were getting nowhere fast. That made sense though. The requirements were too specific. We weren't going to easily find something that fit our criteria. So essential. But I kept on searching anyway. Nothing over here.
It ain't easy finding something that ain't easy to find.
What are those? Are they doing the quote thing again? There's no way this is an accident. So in the shadow, we're being quite invested in it. The shadow being were quite invested in this. It seems silly to me that they were so focused on finding a suitable place. Ain't easy being cheesy. It makes no sense. This is why I can't stand kids. Huh? A large tree with bushes at its back. It might work. It fit the general criteria at least. So, what about here? I called for So to check it out. So thought to herself for a moment.
Wonderful! This is it. This is perfect.
Then made that declaration.
You've done well, Lieutenant Meito.
Quit calling me that.
Yep, this looks good. Now, let's begin.
So readied the sickle. Hold it. I grabbed her shoulder. She was really fired up.
What? What are you stopping me for?
So was visibly irritated. I pointed at the sky. It was already sunset. Alright, it's time to head home. We can finish this another time. Shimon and Riri should be returning soon, too. I wanted to hear about what they learned from the chief.
Damn. Well, I am hungry. Alright, that's enough for today. We shall begin making our secret base next time. Remember this spot. Soon set.
She looked back and forth between Hibiki and me as she said that.
Is it okay if I come here again? Please? Of course, it's our secret base.
Our secret base. So's, Hibiki's, and mine. Something felt off about that, but I couldn't really explain why.
Honey, I'm home!
We're back. 2 pairs of very different shoes were beside the door. They must have already returned. This is just a setup for a terrible murder? God, I fucking hope not. I raced to the living room.
There he is.
Shimon and Riri were sitting at the table. So and I joined them. Welcome back. Riri was knitting something. It was a square that was about the same size as a handkerchief. She wasn't done knitting it just yet, so I didn't know what it was supposed to be. So, let's hear it. Riri placed what she was knitting on the floor. To get straight to the point, the village chief didn't know anything about it. I see. So we're back to stage 1.
No, there's more.
What do you mean?
Do you know Hibiki?
I wasn't expecting that name to show up. Yeah. Something felt off once again.
There's a possibility that her mother might know something.
Wait, I can't keep up. I'm lost. I'll start again from the beginning. Her mother, Kotomi-san, apparently owns many books according to the village chief. The chief also said that... I listened intently in silence. He recalled seeing a book about a voice when he visited Kotomi-san's house. Really? A book about a voice? That's all he said. He didn't remember any particulars about the book or anything like that. I see. The village chief likely wasn't visiting her house with books in mind. He probably just happened to see a book like that while he was there. It made sense that he didn't remember much. A strange book he happened upon. Something like that might make for an interesting topic of discussion, but I doubt he inquired about it. It seemed unlikely that we'd have to speak with the chief about this again. Would you say it was a silent voice? Please stop. Which meant that we should talk to Kotomi. Yes, that's why we're intending on visiting her home tomorrow. All right. Wait, that was in double quotes. I'm paying attention. I got it. Also, how did your stroll around the village go? Huh? You walked around the village with So-san, correct? Oh, yeah. It was fun. I see. This is weird. Shimon-san and I will visit Kotomi-san's home tomorrow. Meito-san, what was your goal for today? At present, if you were to go on a journey, wouldn't you be scared and baffled by what you'd see? Huh. This doesn't change if she's doing that, right? No? Okay. Is she the only one that did that? I can't remember if So did too. It was fun in every week. What are you trying to say? That you must get used to things here as quickly as possible so that doesn't happen. So did too? Okay. I ruminated on what she meant by that by using that metaphor, but I couldn't figure out what she was getting at. What the fuck? Wait, did you see that? Isolation. Okay, looks like we're finished. How about we make dinner, Riri-san? Huh. Right. The two of them left the living room. She definitely said isolation. In double quotes. Was she trying to say that was equivalent to fear? I'd never experienced that myself. I'd always been alone ever since I parted with my parents.
cool!
I couldn't get a handle on what she was trying to say at all, but...
What you doing?
Nothing. So if you turn that around, perhaps she was saying that my current fear was a result of my previous isolation? And that was why I needed to get accustomed to this world as quickly as possible? I guess I'll just keep that thought in mind for now. Hey, dinner was over. I wanted to ask So about something.
Sup?
I'm curious about something. So was playing with a bamboo copter. A what? What compelled you to make a secret base?
What do you mean?
What meaning was there behind your actions?
Meaning? You sure do like to ask weird questions.
Actions require principles. This applies even to children. Yet the very act of making a secret base seemed to defy that. That's why I want you to explain to me the merits of finishing it.
There aren't any.
What? There aren't any.
I just want to make it because I feel like it.
So toyed with the latter part of the bamboo copter. As she said that like it was nothing. Illogical, I scoffed to myself.
And I brought you with me because it'd be boring if I made a secret base by myself. Got a problem with that?
Many, in fact. I can't really quite put my finger on it, but there was something off about that. What was the point in doing something for no reason?
Meito, real talk.
What? I really can't stand that part of you. She must have been talking about my thought process. I could understand that. Wow, that's the most real, intelligent thing he said this whole time. I see. She wasn't fooling around. She really was trying to get through to me. Yeah, that picture of the robot punching the no fun allowed sign into the ground, that's our pro tag. Meito, real talk, you fucking suck. So I responded to her in a serious manner. There's nothing I can do about that. Everyone has their likes and dislikes. Her blunt manner of speech got to me for a brief second, but I soon realized there was nothing out of the ordinary. Everyone has their own preferences and tastes after all. Then isn't that all the more reason for you to make the secret base without me? And if you really don't like me, then why are you still here? Ruri said they finished cleaning up that one room today. They completely cleaned it, in fact. There must have been plenty of space for So to sleep. So it made no sense for her to be in my room. That is, if she didn't like me. I could understand why you'd be here if you dislike Riri more than me, but...
No, Riri sounds great.
Then why?
I don't like you. That's why I'm here, and that's why I want to make the secret base with you.
Huh?
Get it?
Probably not. I really don't.
Well, I really don't understand the way you think.
She let off a hearty laugh.
Ha ha ha.
Serious time for her was over, apparently. The stuff she said all sounded foolish to me. It's not like my thought process was lacking in clarity. I lived my life following and envisioning the origin, process, and result of my actions. While I might have valued other things, I was confident that I was leading a thoroughly good life. Is there a reason that's in double quotes? Should I think about that? So's actions were the ones I had trouble understanding. All she did was make choices that were either lacking in any merit for her or not advantageous for her at all. You need to go sub to Picky? Take your time. Why do you go out of your way to make choices that are disadvantageous for you? He's trying to become the first Zeta male? Yo, shit, Meito Tanabe, Zeta male! I was curious. Perhaps there was something I was missing, and that would be advantageous for me to find out. Zeta Gundam male.
You keep on asking me all these oddball questions. Anyway, the answer is... I want to know more about you because I don't get you at all.
You want to know more about me? Why? Why would you want to know more about me if you don't like me? It made no sense.
Our standards are different. Why not stop being such a sourpuss and be more friendly?
Curiosity for others, to be friendly with or love others. None of that made any... Humans are perfect individuals. We can't afford to seek anything else. What the fuck is this dude's problem? That isn't a difficult concept to understand. We like and dislike what we like and dislike, and those things tend to be at odds with each other. Oh! The look on her face was strange to me. It almost seemed like she was sad. And while this might contradict what I just said, I couldn't tell what made her look at me like that. I hesitated. I did my best to search for similar behavior patterns I had experienced in the past, but I couldn't— Why does he fucking talk like a robot? That's literally what this is. He's got like robot mentality. Where he doesn't do unnecessary things, and he, like, bases all of his interactions off of, like, pre-existing knowledge he's got in his fucking database. Look, don't be sad. I didn't say those things to make you sad. And immediately after I said that, she smiled. Then, can you keep up with me? Dumbass. That's all she said. She seemed to be totally happy after that. He's the super ego.
You're so stupid. You know that? Learn a little.
She wore a beaming smile on her face. I really didn't get it.
All right, we're gonna work ourselves to the bone tomorrow. I'm counting on you, Lieutenant. Don't let me down.
She slapped my shoulder. I still wasn't sure exactly what she was trying to tell me, but it seemed like it'd be in my best interest to hang out with So. Story literally said earlier it's a result of the society he was raised in. I know, but like the pattern is interesting, and I wonder if it. I wonder if he's a robot. That's what I'm trying to say. It seemed like it'd be in my best interest to hang out, so. Alright. That's all I said. The night pressed on as I continued to ponder the merits of her actions. She's probably just autistic. No, because, like, in that world, they don't have, like, tea. They don't have, like, dragonflies. It's, like, a whole different society, if you will. Oh. Otherworld time! Let's fucking go! After I finished eating, I really wanted to... What is it? To die? To die. I want to try it. I positioned the saw Mama used on my chest. Oh no. It was cold. The cold saw made me recall what I learned earlier in a book. The cardiopulmonary functions play the most important role in a human's ability to live. I really didn't get what that meant. I thought it had to do something to do with cards or plums, but the book had a picture in it. It was very easy to understand once I looked at that picture. It was talking about the human chest. That's why I placed the saw in my chest. That's why I was hacking at my chest. The saw warmed up. Yeah, he doesn't have a throat. The metal blade moved inside of me. Tear, tear, saw, saw. It felt awful. But I couldn't stop. I didn't want to stop. I just wanted to die. Bazaka. It hurt. I lay in a pool of my own warm blood. I placed my hand on the part of my chest that was in pain. I took out my entrails. They looked just like the picture in the book. It made me laugh. It was too funny. It made no sense. Why would a different person have the same thing as me? We were different. But one and the same? I screamed. I was sad. I had an idea. I needed to have someone let me die. Someone who wasn't Mama would do it. Someone would let me. And then I'd finally maybe be able to die. I'd finally be able to die. I got up. The pool of blood had already begun to coagulate, so when I got up, it ripped out a few pieces of my hair. I opened the door with my hand and left. But there was a hallway, so I had to walk for a bit using my legs before I was actually outside. Oh shit. It had been a really long time since I last went outside. It had been so long that I couldn't remember the last time. Something oozed out of my head. It was a little unpleasant, but it was better than feeling pain. It just felt strange. I asked someone walking by if they would do that for me. He was an old man with a small bow tie. Huh? What are you trying to say? Oh, right. I can't speak. This won't work. I thought this was a good idea, too. I guess I'll just head back home. You want me to let you die? What's that supposed to mean? What are you acting all surprised for? You're the one who asked me that. Of course I can. You're crazy. I told you I can hear you. Why? I'm gonna leave now. The old man left, looking at me like I was a weirdo. I didn't get it. Yeah, fucking me neither. He could hear me? He understood me? Wait, hold on. Or no, has that been there the whole time? I just noticed the notebook option here. Okay, that might have just been there. Okay. I tried asking a few other people. Everyone seemed to understand what I was saying. It seemed like I was the only one who couldn't understand what I was saying. Why, though? Is there something wrong with me? I guess it doesn't matter. And I didn't know why, but no one seemed to understand the meaning of what I was saying. Is it really that weird to say, let me die? I gazed at the people walking around this corner of town. Everyone looked the same to me. Sure. Someone responded to me, even though I was only muttering to myself. I was spacing out, so I didn't realize it at first, but there was a girl beside me. There was something strange about her. I couldn't really put my finger on why, though. Her strangeness was different from mine. I can't let you die. I can kill you, though. Yeah, you'll die that way. I see. So killing me will mean I'll die. I want her to kill me as soon as possible. Fucking me too. And then I'll finally be able to die. You want to die? I nodded. Why? I shook my head. I didn't know why. People die when they are killed. Look. At yourself. I shifted my gaze so that I could look at myself. But it didn't feel like I was looking at myself. It was like I was observing myself. It felt natural to observe myself like that, even though it was the first time I'd ever done so. What the fuck? Huh? Maybe this should have been obvious to me, but I realized that I was no longer myself. I gazed at what I once was. I realized that I was a mistake. I see. I get it now. I fucking don't. I was what I once was. The vibrations in my throat didn't feel right. It was all bizarre to me, but it felt nostalgic. Your very existence. Existence? I didn't get it. Dude, fucking same. Existence. I should have known that word. But I can't remember. I really couldn't. Even the wispy black thing at my back seemed like a distant memory. Even you seemed to be just a part of my past. But there was one thing I could definitely say to her, for showing me who I am. Thank you. I gave her my thanks. Follow me. She began to walk away. As I gazed at her back, I noticed what about her felt off. It was because she, too, had a black thing at her back. It was different from mine, though. It perfectly captured her contours. And it didn't leave her back. Huh. I followed her. I couldn't help but hang my head down. It was because I felt so strange. Pebbles on the road and the black entity at the girl's back filled my vision. At my back was my own black being. The dangers of capitalism? No, wrong game. I really didn't get it. We're here. I looked up. The gusty wind tickling at my bangs began to blow against my cheeks. There was a moist scent. The green grass slightly tickled my heels. He's a body separated from a shadow in the world without shadow. Maybe? It's possible. It was comforting. She looked at me. As I looked at that place, I had never seen anything like it before. This is one of the dangers of being Ben Shapiro, you're right. This is the life he lives. I have more sympathy for him now. I'd never seen anything like it before. All I could hear was the sound of the wind. And that near silence made the girl's voice sound beautiful as she said, Welcome to the world of shadows. Okay. I am probably gonna call it here for tonight. Seems like a good stopping point and a good cliffhanger. And I told myself I would stop at 9:30, but much to think about. To die. Oh, I spelled it right there. Is it Mato's shadow? I don't know. Early Mato. I know. I came up with a different schedule for myself today. A more reasonable one. I was super overwhelmed because I looked at like my freelance assignments for the next few months and all of my school assignments I have to do, but then I laid them out by date, kind of like, oh, I have to have this done on this date and then this date. I split them up by weeks and it didn't feel so scary that way. This VN is a headbanger, a head scratcher, a knee slapper. It's fucking something, I'll tell you what. It's a mess is what it is, but I like it a lot. I really hope the quotes shit is on purpose, because that's cool as fuck. That's worth a try. No! I want to see the notebook! I wanted to do something cool! Bang your head on the waller? Yeah, basically. Oh, hold on. I'm taking a big stretch. You don't even need to redeem. You can save your points. You should all stretch with me. It's been a while. You know what I've been neglecting? Doing wrist exercises. Doing the circles and then putting your fingertips on your desk and pushing down. I wasn't gonna read Myth until next Tuesday, but this is pretty good. Not sure. Character 20. Don't look at the VNDB page. I'm sure it's full of spoilers. Every time I go on VNDB, I spoil something for myself again. Don't do it. I'm now emotionally invested on seeing how awful it can be. Mythical Tuesdays, yeah, Bun Thursdays and Mythical Tuesdays. I'll tell you what, if this myth reading goes well, and maybe I'll finally put that Umineko reading into practice and we can have that as a consistent thing. It's been a trip. Ash, have you been here the whole time? How's it been? What do you think? What do you guys think of myth? That's an open question to the whole chat. I just wanted to see the staff and made sure not to look anywhere that has important things. Okay, good. Okay, good. Can we read Tsukihime R? I can, but myth is a story. What do I think of myth, Smud Takako, and Japanese together? All I can read in Japanese is Nukige, and I have to do that with like I tweeted, a text hooker and Rikai-kun and Jisho, and I don't think I can suitably... Thank you for following, Reliable Parser. I don't think I can suitably set that up reasonably for stream. It takes me like forever. As a person who came in late, it's been an odd one. Hey, as a person who was here from the beginning, it's been an odd one. You want to read this on your own later? This is great. No, you can't jump forward. You can't. We're in this together. Hey, Takako, how tall are you? Is this a joke? I'm 5'1". I'm not. I can't reliably parse what's going on in this game. Yeah, you and me both. Seems fine. Kind of looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen. Hell yeah, small maid. Look, you're now like quadruple the amount of people who've read any of this. That's right. It was just you and Kitty picked it up for a bit. And those are the only people I know of that have read this game. Not joking. That's not true. There's one single guy on YouTube who's doing Let's Plays of them as of like last month, which is fucking insane. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm enjoying it a lot. This feels like unreliable narrator hell. Oh good, that's exactly my shit. That's exactly the kind of thing I like. Thank you for the recommendation, y'all tears. It's proving very good, even if the protag is Ben Shapiro. Oh, okay. Well, I will see you, assuming you're available, on Thursday. We will play Rabby Reeby, which is not spooky or five-head. It's cute. Fun game. Fun, good, shooty game. So, let's do our best until then. I will be streaming Thursday and Sunday, so you can look forward to it. Okay? Otsukare, oyasumi. Oh wait, I should find a raid target. Hold on, not Otsu. Oh yeah, yet. Chotto. Who on? Who up? Who up? What do we got? Oh, Leica's playing Persona 4 Golden. Hell yeah, let's do that. Okay, we're gonna raid my friend Leica. She just re-debuted. This? Hold on, I was just looking at it. I don't want to get it wrong. Hell yeah, okay. Thank you for coming. Otsukuri. I won't stay up too late, I'll be good. If you don't have a sub, you can do that. And is it this? Yeah. If you do have a sub, you can use that. Okay? Thank you for stopping by tonight. Thank you for reading with me. I will see you next Tuesday so we can finally figure out what the fuck is going on. Probably, maybe not really. Otsukare. Oyasumi. Have a good night.